We're ready! It's been a week and we get to play again!
Alright, well, hello everybody, and welcome to Damsels and Dice.
It's a little dicey.
But this is how we roll.
I swear I'm gonna murder you.
No, we need to roll every time we say it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you roll the balls of death, and if you all happen to get a 1 or a 60 on the dice, I'm going to annihilate you instantly. TPK, campaign 2.
That would be really terrible.
I don't like that.
Welcome back, and I don't think we have any announcements, so let's go ahead and roll right into it. The adventuring party has been traveling through the swamps and finally has made it out, traveling from town to town, city to city, in order to help liberate the sprites who, they discovered, are being abducted, and for what purpose they are still slightly unsure.
They're being turned into fucking accessories. Because people are
Until
tragically
recently,
terrible.
they discovered that that one particular individual, a lady of the town Carnem, a lady of Carnem by the name of Leonara Elaloth, has been apparently adorning them and wearing them as various accessories. While alive, they are affixed to her. The party had a brief scare as a misunderstanding occurred between a certain shop owner, Raymond Lino, and...
This man almost lost his whole
This
life.
has been teasing us for a whole week. Be like, hey, remember whenever you did this?
Yes, I remember when you almost killed him?
Yes, I remember!
Yes, Madison. I remember, and I have no regrets.
No regrets.
Zero.
no regrets.
That man would have lost his whole life for a good cause. Or a good cause.
After wandering about, they discovered that some of the individuals, some of those key people, are apparently also in the town. Desperate, they tried to glean some element of information and ended up possibly alerting these individuals to some interesting presence. They wandered about, ended up bringing Raymond back, and began discussing initial plans as to how they were going to liberate the sprites. After a long day, walking about, a little bit of shopping, and some initial plan laying, you all lay down for a long rest. I'm going to start this time with you, Nora. As you lay there and drift off into unconsciousness, drift off into sleep, you feel your body resting. And then as you're breathing, that inhale, that exhale, you soon realize that the scent has changed. Your eyes open into that same familiar forest. The same thousands, millions of stars speckled in between the branches, these silhouetted trees that you can hardly identify. Although there's a slight change. Rather than emerging from the shadows, you see Jasper is already sitting across the way from you, leaning up against a tree. He smiles when you open your eyes.
Hello.
Glad to see you back.
Whew, glad to be back. It's been a long day.
I caught a little bit of wind of that. Very interesting individuals. Quite a lot hanging in the balance. Do you feel prepared?
Fairly. A good idea just came to me, but I'm gonna wait till I wake up. It's not like I've been thinking about this for an entire week on how to infiltrate this whole thing.
An entire week? I don't understand.
Feels like a week. It's just been such a long day. Bless
Sorry, even Archface sneeze.
Okay. There was something. I don't know if you know about this or not. Do you remember me telling you about those amulets that we got?
Yes.
Well, Talavin gave one of them to Jacob before they departed, and I know that they have a tracking device on them. I don't know if this is something I should be alarmed at, but probably.
That was probably not the wisest decision. Your cousin does seem a little bit impulsive, though, so I can't hardly say that it's unexpected. How well do you trust them? These two. Or rather, three.
Oh, I don't trust the one at all.
You're not there. I do trust them.
Then you should be alright. I'll do what I can. Maybe keep an eye out. Maybe there's, something I can do to help shield that particular feature. Might take some time, but let me see what I can do.
Oh, thank you. I was a bit concerned, but didn't mention it last night. Are we training?
Is that all?
You
wish to train.
I believe that's all.
But you do wish to train.
I do wish to train tonight. Hopefully it'll go better than last time.
That was pretty bad.
I know it will. As he stands in kind of almost this twisting motion, he crosses his legs and is able to stand, reaches forward for you to take his hand.
He's wearing the ring, right?
He's wearing the ring.
Ours have check.
Damn.
Ours have check now.
You did this, Madison. You did this.
I have to sow a little bit of mutual distrust. Keeps you on your toes.
Yes, it does.
He lifts you to your feet and instead of just walking normally, he holds out his arm for you to take as you all walk through the woods. And once again, you came to that same area where the trees break and fold and weave into this arena. He helps you up, walks to the center once again, taking that same dark cloak off, and with a quick flick of his wrist, it flings through the air and catches on some invisible coat rack, some kind of hook. What do you wish to train in today? We have a whole night.
Well, since I had such trouble getting my wings out last night. Was that last night? The other night. I should probably focus on that.
Right. Let's try changing our stance this time. Maybe that will help. And he shows you a meditative stance. Try this.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm standing, and I'm mimicking what he's showing me.
Right. Concentrate. Focus. Remember your strengths.
Right? Remembering strengths. I can do this. We just leveled up. I should be able to do this. Thank you.
I believe in you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Alright, let's begin. So first, I'm going to think about how successful tomorrow is going to be because of this awesome new plan that I thought of that I will reveal later. I'm thinking about how tomorrow we're going to think through all the details and we will get an audience with Lenara. Does that work?
You're writing a bunch of different lines. I need a clear focus.
We will get an audience with Lenara tomorrow.
How? How? That's what Jasper says.
By by
And where's that? Naughty pigeon.
naughty pigeon. By thinking through every situation and
Nope, make an intelligence saving throw.
shoot.
You said by thinking.
I got a 22.
22. As you're standing there, as you're focusing, you begin already your mind branching out into all of these infinite possibilities and beginning to hone in on how you can calculate. And in those moments, you feel that little flicker deep in your chest, and you begin feeling it spreading, this warmth, radiant energy just boiling in your chest.
Alrighty. That was nice. Going to
Begin seeping down your arms, almost like warm water.
I'm going to prove myself by saving the sprites from.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Come on. Here we go again. 9.
It begins creeping back, crawling back along your veins. You still feel that warm flickering in your chest. And you hear Jasper say, "How are you going to do this?"
I'm going to trust in my friends that they got my back. So trust, I guess.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, don't fail me, or else you're gonna be on timeout like last time. Come on. 11? Okay, you're on time.
You begin feeling that flickering, fading, pulling back into your chest.
You're gonna be. Yes, you are. You're gonna do much better than that one. This is gonna be a long night.
Don't focus on that right now. Concentrate. Focus. You're strong. Focus on that.
Okay, I have strength.
What can you do in those moments?
I can no, that doesn't work. What are things that I'm going to do? I will use all of my abilities. Because I am strong, I will use every asset I have available to free the sprites.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Please. It's a 4 plus, 11.
You begin feeling it eke further and further, like that burning in your sternum. It's just a flicker of a flame now.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna give this one more chance. This is so frustrating. Okay.
Says the person who doesn't believe in dice attuning.
I really don't.
I wholeheartedly believe.
I don't. Okay.
Come on, you can do it. Come on, I'm rooting for you! Sorry, DM slip.
Okay. So, man, I already said the good ones.
Focus on what you're good at.
I'm good at being diplomatic. I'm good at acting as a medium and speaking with people. So,
That's good.
I'm going to think about how we swindled the swindler Nicholas from forever ago. How he tried to swindle us and then we ended up swindling him. And how Talavin and I worked together to get that done.
No, make a wisdom saving throw.
That's okay. No, it's okay. Don't do me wrong. Don't do me wrong, okay? Okay? Okay. That's 17.
17.
It's been worse.
Spring sustains and begins pushing and pressing out, seizing through your veins, and starting to burn.
That pain again.
Use that.
Okay, and then
Naruto style.
I'm going to think about how it's so easy to think of things whenever it's someone else's turn. It's so easy.
You mean when I'm over here getting electrocuted
Exactly.
to death?
And I'm like, I want to help you, and then you're like, I want to help you. Okay. So, I'm going to think about. Yes. I'm going to, just go back and think about how I saved the Sprite Village from being attacked. Or from being annihilated because it was attacked. I'm going to think about how I did that and think about my abilities, what I did during that fight.
You make a wisdom saving throw.
That's okay. Don't do me wrong. You did me wrong. 11.
It seeps back into your sternum. You feel it beginning to burn, just ache. Like you're out of breath, like the wind is being knocked out of you. Like a searing hot furnace iron is being pressed near your chest, closer and closer.
You're my only hope, okay?
About to lend you my dice.
Okay, I'm going to think about the last time that I brought my wings out successfully and how I was quite pleased with my ability to actually succeed at bringing them out.
What are you focusing on?
I'm focusing on the feeling of accomplishment after I brought them out.
Make a wisdom save.
That's okay. Okay. That's 16. Good. Thank you.
That burning begins to spread throughout your chest, barely making it past the corners of your ribs. Here, Jasper, if you need to, you can take a moment.
Just gonna take a deep breath. I can do it. But can I though? Self-doubt. I'm going to think about how I used to self-doubt myself and now I have more confidence because of how far I've come from my hometown to where I am now.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Please, be good to me. Be good to me. 15?
It's a staining on the sides of your ribs. Your entire chest feels like you inhaled fire. This licking flame on the inside of your lungs. It's getting uncomfortably hot.
A whole bunch, I think. Zowies.
I know. Okay. So, I'm gonna do what I did last time and focus on the pain and think about how I need to prevent, like, I'm going through this pain so I can save people from theirs.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay, come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. 19 plus charisma is 26.
As you focus on that burning, as you focus on that pain, that searing pain, you remember everything that others have been through. And you push past it. And as your force of will just is enacted on this burning, it ignites through your veins. You feel it drip down into your fingertips. You feel it pulsing down your legs, up your spine. It's not being drawn up, but you definitely have its attention.
Okay. So, train of thought, I just said this pain is going to do this. And then I'm going to think about whenever I did bring my wings out and I was able to fight with them, with the troll fight. Not like the hag fight, but like there was the troll. What's him? Not goblin.
A hag?
Orc.
Orc.
Like with the orc fight with Talal and stuff. I'm gonna think because I brought my wings out then, and how that's how it will feel once I've got this down.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Come on, you're doing good. Okay, that's tainted 20.
Tainted 20, you begin feeling it drawing up. This incredible burning sensation just begins to draw up. You feel it coalescing along your spine. You feel it pulling, just this aching pull. It's still uncomfortably hot, but it's going somewhere.
Almost there. Okay. So what's after that? Thought process. Go from that, and then I'll also think about. Okay, I'm gonna think about the hag fight and how I used my abilities to save all those stone people. To save the stone people, and how I will. Nah, I guess I'll just focus on.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. It's not as good, but. Seven.
You begin thinking about all of those people, and your mind becomes overwhelmed at thinking about so many individuals who are frozen in time. And as you do, you begin feeling it pull back down your spine, this seizing, aching. You feel like arching your back, but you're maintaining your stance.
Okay. So instead of that, I'm going to think about the other time I used the stone with the werewolves, and how I saved. Oh, where did I put his name? Not Gavin. Nigel. How I saved Nigel from being killed by the werewolf by turning it to stone. Oh wait, that's.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
As soon as I said it, I was like, it's intelligence, wait! Okay. I spontaneously combust. It's 1.
It begins pulling, fading, dripping down your legs, dripping down your arms. Every nerve in your body is screeching with pain as you take 5 points of damage. This burning, radiant energy that no fire could.
Like that? Why are you doing me like that?
I'm like literally tempted to let her use my dice.
It's not me, it's the dice! They're against me! Now it says 11.
You hear Jasper. Focus. You're almost there.
Okay. Okay, charisma. I'm thinking about. See how I did something. How I did that. Okay, I'm gonna think about. Not the plan. Man, my brain just works like the intelligent way, like the way that intelligence works. Not the charisma way. I'm not confident in those sense. Okay, I'm going to think about how I successfully put Gavin and Nigel on the right path with Jeddah. And how, even though their lives are going to be hard, they're going to have a life together. And how I put them together.
Make a charisma saving throw.
To try one of my dice.
I'm going to give this one more chance. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. 19! Okay, so that's... Why? 26! It's like I get a 19 and then I get like a 1 and then there's no in between.
As Jasper encourages you, you take that moment and you push past this seizing, burning pain. And as you bring yourself down back into that stance, you feel the energy beginning to coalesce, beginning to draw up into your spine, along your shoulders. You're right there at the cusp.
No! I have to do another one!
Not the cusp!
Not the cusp! Not the cusp! I'm going to prove to myself that I can save the sprites I'm gonna prove to myself that I can save anyone if I put my mind to it, because I'm going to save the sprites tomorrow.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Please. Don't you dare. Okay. 16 plus 7 is 23. 23.
You begin feeling it fade before
Nora doesn't scream.
midnight blue tipped in silver, looking like daggers and blades lining either side of you. Very faint elements of silver spattered throughout. You have to take a moment. You gasp for air as all of a sudden there's that release, and all of a sudden the burning sensation, that pain that was seething, just seizing your entire body, is suddenly released. You just see Jasper smiles proudly.
Phew. Alright. Nora's just gonna breathe. Like,
I'm so happy for you.
I didn't know I was gonna make it, but I persevered. Okay.
You're strong-willed like that.
Whew. I'm not sure I can do that again tonight,
But you must.
but I probably should. Alright.
If it helps, you can focus on particular things. I mean, you have so many skills, so many wonderful things that you can do. Focus on those. What will you do? What can you do? What have you done?
Remember that I told you?
Yeah. I forgot. Okay.
What can you do? I can't remember now.
Have you done?
What have you done?
What have you done?
And what will you do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so.
You're going to be all right. And you can rest if you want.
I don't know, time is always against us. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to dispel my wings sadly. Be like, I worked so hard to get them now.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
8?
You take that moment as you begin focusing, you didn't realize how sore you were. And you wince. And take another 3 points. as when you dispel it, that connection that was in your entire body was still just coating you with energy. And it's all right. Concentrate. Take your stance.
I resume my stance. Should I do it again? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. I got inspiration from Jasper. Alright. Let's do what can you do? Let's do that. That's a good thing to focus on. I'm going to think about how I can enchant magical items and how I'm going to improve the well-being of my party by making them weapons.
Make a charisma saving throw at disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Are all these going to be a disadvantage? This is going to take forever. Okay.
You're about to fuck yourself all the way up.
Natural 20 and 5.
Oof.
Plus, it's 13, so 13.
You feel that flicker, but you can't just reach it. And Jasper comes over and clasps your hands in that moment. He says, how is this going to help? Not just your skills, not just what you can do, but how specifically? Yes, you can enchant, but what does that mean? What does it mean to enchant? What does it mean to do these things?
Oh. It means that I can give them something that is personal. It's how I can protect them by giving them weapons that can protect, so they can protect themselves.
He nods and releases your hands and takes a few steps back, once again taking a meditative stance. What do you do?
That one doesn't count.
Oh, I thought you were responding to him.
Well, yeah, I was. Can I do that? Like, can I reuse that and just be like, okay, so I'm going to enchant weapons for my party, so that way they can protect themselves. So I vicariously protect them.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Rats! At least it's not a disadvantage, right?
Thought she was about to squeak in there. Disadvantage. Oh.
Seven. Okay. Failed me.
You're trying to reach that flicker, and it's just buried deep. It's like it's shying away from you.
You need something better to roll on.
I don't think it affects it. It's just that. Okay. Top of the round with big dice again. I threw the other ones over there. I was frustrated. Okay. I have to think about something else.
Ooh, do you want to try this box? So it's just not this hard.
That's okay. I am going to. Okay, what can you do? What else can I do? I can. Okay. I'm going to think about how I have particular abilities, such as, like, the Frightened Charm. Thank you. And I'm going to think about how I helped zoom out by charming the Haberdash store owner.
Oh, because he was being a racist.
Yes. I'm going to think about how I charmed him so I could help zoom out. That's probably intelligence, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Why am I not proficient in intelligence? Gosh darn it.
No, that's not bad.
It's better than my average. 14.
It's better than my average.
You're approaching. You need a clear thread, and it's just burying itself deeper and deeper, shying away as you try to summon it.
Oof.
Let's see.
Jasper comes over and actually breaks your stance.
Okay.
And he takes a second, motions for you to sit down with him. He says, What's making you struggle? There's something that's holding you back. What is it?
My dice.
It's not like it's my dice. Let's see. I think. Wait, there's no reason for the dice. I think I'm trying to pull from too many. I'm trying to pull on too many places at once, since so much has happened so recently.
Okay. Focus on that then. Focus on coalescing those memories, those thoughts into a particular instance. What else? What are your skills? Nora, you're talented. You shouldn't be struggling with this.
You're right. Talent. What skills do I have?
I want to help you so bad. I do not want to.
Yeah, but you're down to one roll. Okay.
Nora, what are your skills? What are you good at? There's so many things you can pull from.
What am I good at? Okay.
I'm good at talking to trees.
I can talk to trees. I'm good at that. I haven't tried to talk to these. Never mind. Sorry, distracted.
Oh.
I need to focus. Okay. What skills do I have? What am I good at?
While you think about that, Taliban,
Oh. Yeah.
I hope you are ready. Because you too, as you fade into unconsciousness within a few short breaths, find yourself stirring and opening your eyes next to a very familiar lake. Completely motionless, the same silhouetted mountainscape, the same silhouetted trees, and the hundreds and thousands and millions of stars above you, as well as that very faint crescent moon. And yes, you're farther away from the water.
I was about to ask. She could see it on my face. I was like, how close am I to the water? I'm gonna kind of like stand there. I'm gonna hold my holy symbol in my hands, and I'm just gonna say, we're going to attempt something a little crazy tomorrow, and I hope to be able to save who we can. And then that's all. And then I
Make a wisdom saving throw.
No, I don't want to make anything. I just wanted to talk to her. But it's good. That's real good. That's a 25.
So, holy smokes, what did you roll?
An 18.
As you stand there, at a fair distance away from the water, as you have continuously made that mental note, and all of a sudden are beginning to wake up further away. There's a moment where, as you're holding your holy symbol, as you say this, your eyes are just drifting across the water, up to the sky, and just reaching out to Lestray in that moment. And while there in your dreamscape, you watch the moon fade out. And as you, in your heart, after you speak this thing and the moon fades, you almost feel this overwhelming sense of panic. Before emerging from the shadows, you see the same silver-haired lady walking across the water, her hair flowing, cascading along her sides, across her chest. She steps on the water, but leaves not a ripple.
I'm even more nervous talking to her than I am.
3 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps. She glides effortlessly across the water until she's standing no more than 30 feet from you, feet still touching the water, standing there. She smiles. I know you can. In that moment, she raises her hand, and you feel the holy symbol glow. And you look down at it. It feels white hot, but you're still able to touch it. And as she lowers her hand, there's this very faint, shimmering glow to it. I hope this helps.
Thank you.
And you, before you even get those words out, as you glance down, you look back up, and she's already gone. And the crescent moon is once again perched in the sky.
I just kind of like, she's so cool.
Angrily.
I'm just gonna kind of like hold it for a second and just kind of be like, that was super cool. And then, as much as I would love to train, I need to talk to Malik today. I'm gonna call out for Malik. I'm just gonna be like, Malik, I have questions for you. And hopefully he answers.
10 seconds, 20 seconds, 40 seconds go by before you see the silvery blue eyes, alit with flame on either side. This obsidian wolf emerge from the shadows on the opposite end of the lake.
He's so cool too. And I'm gonna walk that away.
You walk relatively hurriedly, gliding as much as you can with what grace you possess.
Small bit of grace that I have, which is probably not that much.
You make it to him, standing 30 feet away, and he sits there. Yes? I've sensed you've had questions for a while.
Oh, I always have questions. It's just sometimes in the moment, I forget them, So many things all at once. But we're attempting something tomorrow, and I'm uncertain if our plan will work. And I don't know if maybe you have any more trickery than I do up your sleeve. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off what needs to be pulled off by lying to the depth that we need to lie, basically. Or if there is a better way to go about this.
In nearly every lie, there is an element of truth. Is there a way for you to latch on to such a thing? His deep, rumbling voice, sounding almost like thunder, that same familiar voice. Sourceless, but you know it's his.
We want to try to convince them that we're interested in obtaining, I guess, some of their sprites to the family that we sold horses to, my family. We were hoping to build off of that in a way and make it seem like they're going to war and interested in the enhancement that their product has to offer. And I'm just unsure at how convincing that could be. I know the family, and I can lie a little bit, but I don't know how connected this person is or how connected the people she knows is.
What is it that you ask of me?
All right, let's see. Can you tell me anything about this Lenora? How do you say her last name? Elaloth? Elaloth?
Elaloth.
Elaloth? Is there anything more you can tell me about her? I know the person we're with, Raymond, he said that she's more, I think that's who he told us, is more a new up and coming figure in society, but I don't know how deep maybe her connections could be. I need to know more about her. Is there anything you might know about her that could help?
He takes a deep breath and raises his face to the stars, his eyes closing, but the flames still licking on his closed eyelids. She is from the east. Do you care to see?
Yes.
He stands and he heads for the pool. That massive lake.
Okay, I follow.
One paw, another paw, another paw. Submerged almost up to his chest as he looks expectantly over his shoulder, waiting for you.
I followed him the second he headed towards the lake. I'm following.
The water is frigid cold.
Yeah, I remember.
Unbelievably so. You get all the way to your knees and you feel your calves seizing up. You make it almost to your waist and feel this cold lapping water just pressing against your form. And you try and push past it with a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's good. 16.
16. You make it midway almost up to your chest and you can already feel like there's just this ache. And you're beginning to have a hard time breathing each breath as you feel your teeth wanting to chatter. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, an 8. not very good.
Body seizes with this cold. Malik once again turns and takes a few steps back. Grab hold. And grab a hold of his fur. He guides you further and further and further in. And as you're grasping onto his fur, there's some kind of warmth. There's some kind of radiating, pulsing energy that's keeping you anchored. It's just enough. As you slowly but surely raise to your neck, past your nose, past your forehead, and now you all are just gliding down off this precipice into complete darkness. You remember what happened last time, and you let the air leave your lungs, and you feel the water just pour into your mouth, pour into your lungs. That seizing cold once again takes you, and your mind instantly begins panicking before you regain control. And you drift further and further down. Make a perception check.
Oh, God.
Dun. You see Jaws.
16.
16? Okay. That's enough. That's just about enough. In this pitch black, this nearly impossible to see light, you glance up and you can just see just this very faint smattering of stars growing fainter and fainter. And as you take that moment, you look back down and your feet hit some silty bottom. You begin feeling Malik walk. His eyes still these silvery blue flames in the darkness, the only light source you have. And as you gaze out, all of a sudden you see more lights. Almost like you're standing among the stars themselves. These silvery blue flickering and slowly begin coalescing. They begin forming, swirling. Some of them swirl around you, some of them swirl beside you, rushing past. And there you can see, along the ridge, off to your right, you can see the scene beginning to form. And you see once again that same visage, which you now know as Leonara. And you hear Malik's voice come to you. Even in this almost distorted, this warbling effect that the water has, his voice still is able to cut through clearly. She came from the east. Very small town. Made her fortune by selling everything she owned. It included much land, far to the north. Why, I'm not certain.
She had land. He's saying that she owned land from the north that she sold, but she's from a small town in the east.
She's like northeast. She's from the east, but she owned land in the north, so she's like northeast. Fortune met her in the form of her husband. And you can see a relatively portly gentleman with slightly balding along the side. Almost has this little bit of an ape drape going on along the back. And you can see as he walks up, she smiles genuinely at him. But she is about head and shoulders taller than he is.
Oh.
And as they walk, he says they've been traveling for quite some time. And only arrived here within the past few years. 5 or so. A business proposition was given to her. And she accepted.
Who?
I don't know. As he takes that moment, he begins focusing. You can see his head twitch for a second. He shakes his head. I do not know. They're shrouded from me. But whatever this deal was, it has led to a very lucrative business. You watch the scene now change into this lavish, palace-like structure, 3 stories tall, sitting on top of a slight incline, this hill, surrounded by a wrought iron fence, very tall, 8, 9, 10 feet. You can see that there are guards surrounding the location. You can see warm torchlight and lamps and a massive ballroom. You can see elegant stairs and statues and paintings. It says, the business proposition was discretion. This place, and as you watch, as he nods, the entire palace shimmers. It is a facade. But you already knew that. He takes another moment and concentrates, thinks. It is beneath this place where the business takes place. What else do you wish to know?
Obviously, her motive is money. And yet, I don't understand how some of these sprites are being used as adornments, while others are having their wings removed and being turned into dust. And then others are being sold as protection wards. Why such a, I guess, variety? Why wouldn't they just all be using them for the same thing? I don't understand the point of using them as adornments or ornaments. accessories. I don't see how that's part of the business with the dust or how it connects.
You might have answered your own question.
Shit. Maybe it doesn't connect. She's connected, but she's not. They could just be, I guess, using her.
If you could see an obsidian wolf smile in shadows and faint lights, you see his head turn curiously at you, glance with the most curious and thoughtful of side eyes.
I like thoughtful side eyes. Talvin does not react. Sophia freaks out.
Once again, your eyes turn, and it is from where you grew up, from what you're used to. The place is not as extravagant as it could be. You growing up, from where you're from, there are far more lavish, far more intricate places to be. Make an intelligence check.
Oh. I am proficient. 10.
10. There's a part of you that wonders about comparing how people grew up. There's a part of you that begins thinking, for someone who did not grow up with something like this, it would be extravagant. What other questions do you have? Malik's voice once again comes warbling in through the darkness as you watch the scene beginning to spread, only leaving the two figures.
Okay, so I did that one. So these people are using her, but they're also guarding her. We need to be able to... She might be easier to trick than the others. I need to be able to make a connection with her somehow. And that could get us an in otherwise.
You're very clever. I know you can think of a way.
This hometown that she's from, the name of it. Do you know it?
Takes a moment. Thinks. He gets this strange look on his face. Almost as if he's rolling his shoulders and squinting. Odd. Enshrouded from me. I'm sure it would not be difficult to ascertain, should you choose the correct conversation.
It's too bad she doesn't have a fascination with weapons. Could definitely talk that subject up. I'm afraid I am rather lacking in the fashion talk. That's all that I can... That's all I can think of right now.
You feel him beginning to walk forward once again toward all of the small, these very faint silvery blue lights. And as you walk through, they shatter. And you feel your feet leaving the ground as he lunges forward, lunges up. And once again, you are just suspended in darkness. Rising, rising, rising. You have to cough, and immediately, as you emerge, the water is just expelled from your lungs as you cough again and again. Malik trudges forward, and pulling you alongside.
Soaking wet little rat.
And once again, once you are back on land, you see him shake once, and all of the water is gone from him. He's once again dry as a bone. You, however, are still not quite as fortunate.
Prestidigitation, my ass. Okay. We're in Carnem, right? Carnem?
Mhm.
Okay. Carnem. I do have one more question.
Yes.
I know that sometimes sprites can help. I know that pixies help bring about the change in the seasons. And I know that the sprites help them. With them being gone, does that make a significant change? Is that going to have a significant effect on the land?
You see his mind all of a sudden beginning to turn. Almost if you to see gears whirring, clicking. You see him putting different pieces together. And he takes that moment, says, "No, they're usually meant as guardians. But that does bring up an interesting point. If the sprites are meant to guard, to help bring about spring, and there are very few sprites to do so."
Oh, you just cut out that whole sentence that you just said. Sorry, Madison.
No, you're good. As he takes that moment, he says, "No, but it brings about another significant point. If there are few sprites, if they are here and not able to assist, not able to guard, that could be a significant problem for the pixies."
We can't seem to think of anything that they're using this dust and their wings and themselves for currently besides adornments and turning their wings into dust. I'm just trying to figure out any other reason that they could be taking them from where they're meant to be.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh,
I think I have a theory, but I'm not there.
12.
12.
We're on low today.
Malik said something about them being guardians. And that they help. And that their numbers are low.
But they're meant to guard the pixies. What else could they be guarding? Something else?
You're asking Malik this?
Yes. I mean, unless Madison wants to answer. DM, would you like to answer my question?
He looks and says, "No, they are meant as guardians of the forest, and to help the bringers of spring and the change of season." Nora, you keep hiding it. I see you. Gosh darn it.
Opposite. Why do I know yours and you know mine?
No! We were discussing this when I wake up. Side note, tell
The
Nora
discussion.
everything.
I meant to share it, but I thought of it a while ago.
This is what happens when you don't talk to me and you talk to Madison. You don't tell me and you only tell Madison.
Well, I told you my new plan. I didn't tell Madison.
Well, finally.
So, backstory. Throughout last Sunday to this Sunday, Mackenzie thought of a plan. This Mackenzie thought of a plan and told Sophia and didn't tell.
And we've
Madison.
discussed it.
We've discussed it. It's a good plan.
But
Sorry.
since
It
we're
took me a whole
staying
week.
in game, our characters know nothing until the morning.
Our characters know nothing.
We know nothing, and we're being good characters.
We're being good characters.
It's very hard, but we're being good.
Have confidence in your abilities, says Malik after a few moments of you thinking quietly.
Thank you for this. This will hopefully give us at least some advantage of an insight to her at the minimum. At least we'll be able to figure her out quicker.
Be careful not to let what you know slip.
Yes.
Even if you believe that you can trick her, even if you believe that she is not as a key element, or perhaps she is not. But be aware, some people are more intuitive than we give them credit for. Be careful.
Everyone's a key to a different lock. It's all connected. Okay. Oof. So much brain work.
I know.
Talvin's getting brain tired.
Games are hard.
She's gonna go brain dead within like the next 4 years.
Too much
Between electricity and thinking, it's just gonna one day. Short out.
Is there anything else?
Can't think of anything else. It's about as much beforehand planning I've ever done.
Bay told me of your achievement.
I kind of blush a little bit. It was good to finally step in a good direction.
And I noticed you practiced restraint before.
If you're talking about Raymond, that was a close one.
He steps forward and places his muzzle on your forehead.
I just kind of lean into him a little bit.
He pulls away. With a nod, he says, "If there's nothing else, you should wake up. It's time to plan."
I will.
Make a perception check.
Come on.
If you roll anything under a fucking 5, I swear to God, I will fucking end you. That's a change of 20. That's a change of 20.
As he turns and walks away off into the shadows, you hear him say, "I'm proud of you."
Oh, that's enough.
Lovely.
Step after step after step, the darkness consumes his form, and you no longer see the silvery blue light emanating from his flaming eyes.
Yes. I'm so happy. She's just grinning like a whole full FYI.
Ha ha ha.
Nora, as you are sitting there, contemplating, what have you come up with? Says Jasper.
Keep asking what I'm good at. And I'm good at some things, I suppose, but I started thinking about my how I'm drawn to those who are lost or incapable of protecting themselves. Just like with Zoom and Talel, they were both helpless and I was drawn to them. Is that possibly? I'm good at helping
Focus on one thing.
helping people and collecting
Sorry,
outcasts.
that was outburst.
He looks at you. There's this. Make an insight check.
Oh no!
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Insight is 19.
It's disheartened. He just has this crestfallen essence. This. It's not disappointment. It's just a sadness of knowing that you have to go through this struggle, and him having to pull back to instead of swooping in and helping.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm disappointed in me too.
Maybe we can try again tomorrow.
Well, I have a whole day to think about it, as well as other things. Well,
Oh, now I know how to know. I gotta
Thank
figure it
you.
out.
thank you for your patience with me.
He just nods. And as the dream fades, he tries to tug a smile onto his face, but there's just that same lingering expression as you come to consciousness. You come to consciousness, Zoom, sprawled out, asleep. And you also see your other friend, Raymond, who has half slumped off of his bed. Both of the boys are just in the most interesting sleeping positions.
Very interesting.
But the day is before you.
So they're still asleep. Do I see Nora awake?
You both stir about the same time.
Before, I guess, I'm gonna do like a. I guess I don't need to. We have Raymond. I was gonna just do like a quick sketch of what I saw her house to look like the outside, like where I saw guards positioned in my dream. Just kind of like recall that as best that I can, and
Okay, make an intelligence check. Just as you're recalling this information.
that's cocked. That's not very much better. 12.
12. You managed to get most of the details, but trying to see everything through pixelated light underwater is a little bit tricky in the beginning.
I do what I can. And then, if possible, whenever I see Nora finally, really kind of wake up, I'm going to kind of,
Just crying.
I'm going to try to, get her attention. I'll be like...
Just, laying there, staring at the ceiling.
Nora!
Me?
Yeah, for Talavin. And Nora, you can check yourself out too.
I check myself out. Nope. 13.
14.
13, 14. You notice that going down her arms, her veins look a little darker.
Ooh. I notice this too. My veins are darker.
Yes. It doesn't fade?
Just a little bit. Doesn't look like it.
Oh no.
I think I need to help you, friend.
Just laying there, staring at the ceiling.
Okay.
My arms are dark.
I'm gonna kind of Nora, come here. I'm gonna kind of sit up on my bed and have my little wolf in my lap. Is he sleeping or is he hungry?
All of them are asleep.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep him in my lap and be real quiet, doggy. Okay. And I'm gonna link with her so that we don't talk out loud.
Did I have to come over here if you were gonna link with me anyway?
Yes.
My bed was warm.
Well, my bed's warm too. And I'm just gonna discuss all the things. that I talked with Malik about Lenora. And my idea about and just like talking about my thoughts about the sprites and what other reasons why they might be taking them.
Okay. I'm going to be slightly distracted but also listening, and then I'm going to say why I'm distracted, because I'm having a lot of trouble getting my wings out, and I don't know why I'm having such issues with
Why am I
this.
having such issues?
Why am I having such issues? And then I'm going to...
And in that, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice, maybe. Just what helped me was, because I don't know what kind of issues you might be having, but I know my biggest challenge was being able to focus on just a single point. You need to be able to just focus on one very specific thing. Do you tell me about what he told you? Maybe we can discuss this a little bit further. I don't want to too snoopy.
Yeah, she
not
would,
really
she would
in
tell.
the dream, but want to snoop.
Yeah, she's concerned, so she's wanting to talk about it with someone.
Maybe you tell me a little. What else you tell me?
Oh, look!
Let me just look.
What am I going to tell you? I was like, he said I need to summarize all of these things into one word. One focal point.
So the word that I thought of was you persevere, but she said no. So it's not it. What will you do? What can you do? What have you done? So you're very helpful with, like, by enchanting items. You're adding extra protection to those around you that you care about. That's one thing. What else?
So it's like getting help on my homework.
homework. That's yes. Math time. Let me think.
I just need to think about it throughout the day.
Hello, my little angel. I'll think about this as well.
I appreciate it.
And see if I can.
But that one question you asked, Malik, kind of stuck with me about the repercussions. Repercussion. We're just like in
That's a big word, yo.
Like, oh man, I'm glad no one's listening to us. Do you remember how quiet it was in the swamp?
Yeah.
Don't the sprites bring about the animal life? Isn't that how they help bring spring about?
I mean, I just know that they help pixies bring about spring. I'm not as in tuned with the fae as maybe you might be.
Yes, I remember studying a while ago with Jasper that pixies bring about spring and the change in season, and the sprites are protectors of the wildlife.
Yeah.
In the forest.
I mean, without protection, what would happen without the protection?
Well, I suppose it would be how it was in the swamp. Because in the area where we were, there wasn't a lot of wildlife.
There wasn't a lot of anything. Except for crocodiles.
Granted, it was winter, but it's still coming into spring. But perhaps that could have something to do with it. Intelligence check?
Sure. You feel like you're on the right path, but there are just elements that you need to hone in on.
All right.
You feel like you're on the right track, though, for most of it.
Most of it. Alrighty.
But besides dreams and sprites, what are we about to do about today?
Well,
because
I had a
I'm
thought.
feeling super highly doubtful.
I was feeling the same way. So as I was going to sleep last night, I was thinking, what if we...
And now the DM finally gets to know what something we've kept from her. We feel like the DM, not really. No power. We feel scared.
What if we pretended to be sprite trainers? Because...
Like we knew how to get them to stay with us willingly.
Mm-hmm. Because if this, Lenara, if she's a socialite, she'll of course want to be on the newest trend and starting that new trend. So if we can offer her to train her sprites to stay on her shoulder.
Without a chain.
Mm-hmm. Then possibly we'll get her attention and we may be able to actually come in contact with her sprites. Because they said that she has more than one.
And yeah, we have at your advantage. You can speak with them in a different tongue that she may not understand.
Yes.
And then I can speak to them mentally. She won't be able to understand.
Yes, so that could possibly be an option that we pursue, because we could get Talal and Jin, and I wouldn't quite feel comfortable bringing Spice along in case someone
Definitely
does.
not.
But we could say that they're only loyal to their trainers, or whoever we attune them to. We could say that they have to be paired with someone, but we can train them to only be loyal to her. That would prevent them from trying to take the sprites that we have.
Yeah.
We could prove the point and perhaps get Jin, we could try to put her on someone else's shoulder and then prove that she always returns back to one of us.
I mean, unless they slap a collar on her. I mean, but that would be good to show, that they always return to their master.
Ooh.
Ugh!
Yes.
So much demining. I don't like it. I feel so terrible.
With your mark in Talal, we could say that he was one of the first that we trained, but we had to... perhaps we had to break off his wing in
As
order...
punishment.
Yes. And I have the wing as proof.
Oh, God.
So we could... That way she can't discount us on that accord.
I mean,
but perhaps...
I think that's... at least equally as good, because, mine was getting... I was getting a little hairy there. A little crazy.
Yes. Just imagine if she knew one of them, though. If she knew one of the Bechelder family, or even if one of them was there, or is here currently.
DM, so she's from the... You said she's from the northeast, but the Bechelder family is from the central.
Yes. They're like south central. They're like at the very southern part of Croix Glacial, right at like the dead center of the entire continent. That's where they are.
Okay, so she's been in this town.
Their land extends, pretty far, but not as far. It doesn't go from south to north. It's not like they're the guardians of some kind of barrier.
Okay, and then she's from, so like if they're here, she's from like up here and we're currently up here? Because we're on that upper strip, or are we on a lower strip? I can't remember.
We've been traveling north for a while.
I know, but I can't remember exactly where we are on the map.
On the mappy kind.
No, you don't do that. Let me grab my handle on the markers. Alright, so Croix Glacial.
Because I know there's the...
Okay, so this is like the overall, like, what it kind of looks like, as a quick rough sketch. The Hatu strip is in this area,
Okay.
roughly. Anthea is right there.
Okay.
Well, the strip isn't this big. It's smaller, but that's like the general area of it. And it seemed that Malik indicated she was from somewhere in this area, like northeast. So if they're down here, she's kind of up in this area, and where you guys are now is kind of like right there.
Okay. And where's my hometown? It's on a different island, right?
No, you are north, almost as far north as you can go.
Okay. That's where I'm from?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. So that's when...
Like it's not a straight line, obviously, but like roughly on the island, this is where things are.
And then curiously, so that's that very top island, and then there's a lower island, correct? A larger lower island?
Yeah, so there's Croix Glacial. There is one directly to the west that's kind of directly off of Croix Glacial. Called Gazaba.
And that's where I was previously with my...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You traveled around. Then the one directly underneath of that, I believe, it's not Stumar. There's another one that's right there. You're gonna make me grab my binder, probably.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I was just trying. I couldn't
Like
remember.
the massive continent directly underneath is Afiovion. So there's Afiovion.
Okay, that's one. Okay.
And then there's the small island where like a bunch of druids usually stay, and then there's Croix Glacial, which is the farthest north. There's Gazaba, which is to the east. The Smoku Islands are off the southern coast of Afiovion. And then there is Rafflesia, which is east, kind of southeast from where you guys are. And then there's one other island, but I can't remember, or one other continent, but its name is eluding me right now.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. No, that answered my question. Okay. So she might actually know. She could potentially know. I passed through there when she was coming this way. So I think it would probably maybe be better if we didn't mention them, only if we absolutely had to.
Mentioned what?
Any families' names. I think it would definitely be best if we go with the trainer plan.
Yes. We could say we're privately owned.
Yeah.
We could, yeah. So we came up with the techniques for training sprites.
I mean, I don't know if she would know our family name or not, but we could use that to our advantage. I know my family trains animals, and so this could just be like an extension of that.
Yes, but what purpose will we train them for? Perhaps secret missions, since they're so small.
Yeah.
Information gathering.
Yeah. Information gathering.
Who knows? Maybe she's using them for that now.
Yikes.
Just depends.
Okay. This is going to be a bumpy road.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
But we should probably share this plan with the others.
What'd you say?
Zoom is beginning to stir.
Alright, well, we should at least discuss this with everyone, and maybe we can get some more input. Maybe some more ideas.
Yes. What?
Mom? Everybody get the fuck up! No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, no, I'm the rest. I mean...
Wait, is Jen still there?
Jen?
Yes.
Yeah. It would be like her to run off and... Perception check.
You'd have to perception check, yeah. I mean, they're usually on the desk or within one of the satchels.
19.
9.
19? You don't see... Like, you see the two satchels. The one that was Raymond's, that he kept kind of on his side. And then you see the other one where they have been staying. They're not tilted at an advantageous angle.
I'm going to say that I get up and go look. Just stealthily.
Because it would be like Jen to get...
Make a stealth check.
No, we just wake him up.
No, I want to make sure. That's not good. 15?
15?
I'm just going to be carrying my puppy over. No, I'm just kidding.
Zoom starts waking up and his eyes open. He kind of gives you a smile as he looks concerned.
I'm concerned. I gotta find out where Jen is.
But you go over and you look in the one and you only see Spice and Vin in the one that they have been staying.
Vin, oh.
Well, that means Talal might be with her.
Yeah, but where? What other? There's no other.
Perception check.
I don't want to sleep with a dude.
That's a natural 20. The fuck they at?
And we're linked still.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the one satchel.
Something I don't want to see, but I want to make sure she's still here.
The other satchel is shifting slightly.
Okay, that's that. Nope.
Swerve!
I'm gonna go back to my bed now. Okay, this is good enough. I'm gonna start, gathering things, kind of make a little bit of noise, not super loud, but it's time to get up.
Is getting up.
Discuss things type noise.
Vin is getting up. Spice gets up. Raymond also. Everybody's getting up.
I'm gonna feed
The only two you haven't seen is Talal and Jin.
I'm gonna feed my puppy. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna, as everybody's kind of waking up, I'm be like, if everybody can start gathering things, we have some more things to discuss. We came up with another plan that we need input on. Loudly enough to maybe cut through any other activities going on.
I don't know what you could be referring to.
I think you know.
The other pouch does open, and both Talal and Jin both stand, both looking very refreshed. They're both smiling. Jin stretches, arches her wings, and good morning. How's everyone feeling?
A little bit better since we've come up with an alternate plan. But that we'd like to discuss.
I was going to ask you about that.
Nora, go ahead.
Can I?
Talal also, gets out and kind of brushing himself off. You there?
Yeah, no, you kind of cut out for a second, but...
That's okay.
You guys are the ones who cut out on
No,
me.
you cut out.
You cut out.
You cut out.
You cut out.
Alright. So can I just
Is it still recording, by the way?
Yeah, it's still recording. We have a couple minutes before we have to pause it. But I tell them what I told Talvin. Unless you'd like me to repeat it.
You talked to Talvin about a lot of things, so this is specifically about your all's plan.
Yes, just the plan. No, it's so guys.
Only
no trouble with my
the
wings.
plan.
Yes, only the plan.
They technically don't even know we have wings.
Exactly. Well, they might.
Zoom thinks that we're crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Jin's arms fold. Vin looks comparatively uncomfortable, but Talal seems to be tracking, and if someone could get excited for a plan, even if it's at their own personal detriment, he seems to be following along.
I know it's demeaning, but I think it might be our best chance at getting on her good side and perhaps becoming in contact with her sprites.
Jin, arms folded and back on her sides, and refolds. She's just fidgeting. She's just fidgeting back and forth, back and forth. She keeps trying to find some kind of counter-argument, and then dismisses it herself, and I don't like the idea of us being paraded around, but you're right, it's the closest we can come to actually interacting with everyone. And this lets all of us actually go out simultaneously. And if something goes wrong, we'll all be there.
True.
Spice just looks really, really uncomfortable.
Oh, we weren't gonna bring her.
Shying away once again. No, just listening, just hearing the plan, just hearing it makes her nervous.
You can't come. She's just a baby.
Yeah, no, she looks comparatively nervous and is clinging to the shadows of the sack.
Alright.
And Talel is like, this is actually rather well thought out. You know, at the very least, yes, we can have a communication that, you do still have the fragment.
Yes.
Which will be rather convincing if they try to look into the truth, the validity of your statement. What is it that exactly we'll be doing? I mean, so we have an idea of whatever your commands are going to be.
Oh, I see. So, like,
yeah.
the actual training commands.
Oh.
Yes, you have to have some kind of system in place, right?
We'll have to come up with something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come
his
up with
arms kind of
something.
fold.
We definitely aren't used to commanding other things.
The commands could be in Fae.
I don't know.
Oh, in Sylvan, sorry.
I don't know Sylvan either.
Well, I can teach you some words.
Okay. At least that way they wouldn't understand them. You could just teach me a couple different phrases.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're here to help you. Don't panic.
But I mean, perhaps you mentioned something about saying that not attune. What was the word that you bond? Almost something along this line.
Yes, like
some kind of bond. Perhaps in order to get an appropriate bond, you all have to be the ones to initiate that, and then you can transfer that over whenever they've been properly trained or what have you.
I mean, yeah, that's along the lines of what we're...
At the very least, it could potentially give us privacy. That's what I'm thinking. If she's there, or if anybody else is there and they happen to understand the way we speak, we could run into a dangerous situation if you're able to convince her.
You can also...
Say that you need time, you need a few moments. You froze.
Yeah, you froze too.
Hang on, we get a few moments alone with them? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she said if we can get a few moments alone. I can also...
I mean, we speak rather softly, so we could potentially...
I can also speak telepathically with them. They might not trust me, but at the very least I could...
Raymond, at this point, you can do what?
And I kind of look at him.
I'm sorry. I think I missed something. I'm sorry. He is rubbing his eyes and puts his glasses back on.
I'm gonna connect with him and I'll be like,
I don't like that. Oh, you're in my head? Oh, no. You can't think... Can I just think stuff to you? He's actually saying these things out loud, is he?
And I'm just gonna kind of look at him again and be like, I'll always know what you're thinking. And like make it echo in his head.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
Ooh, that's good. That's 18. 19.
Just go sheet white. I don't know if I feel really comfortable with you knowing my thoughts, ma'am.
I just kind of grin at him and then I'll break the connection.
Oh, that feels really strange. Perhaps you shouldn't do that with them. If this is what they're experiencing, then that probably isn't the best idea. I like the idea of them actually having a conversation. If need be, you can do that thing with them, but yeah, I didn't even see you try to cast a spell or anything. That's very impressive.
It could be part of our training.
It could be. Because our ultimate goal is to let everyone, or to convince everyone that we're actually training the sprites to stay, and then people will go out, and then they won't be chained to their shoulders, and they can fly away. But we'll have to have a specific day and time for that to happen, or else we won't be able to, or else people won't believe us. It won't be believable if as soon as one person goes out with a sprite unchained, that they fly away. If that makes sense.
That rightly does make sense.
So if we say at the end of a month or something that there'll be a mass flyaway at a certain... Is there any kind of festival in this town? Any kind of event that we can...
I mean, there's the coming of spring ceremony, but that's not for, another month and a half.
That might
A month and a half.
That'll give us enough time to get all the sprites on board, or to get as many as we can on board.
Are you sure we want to wait that long?
We may need time with this, and that'll give us time also to investigate their underground thing that you told me about.
Yeah, the underground stuff.
Oh, we didn't tell them that. There's an underground...
No.
Did you want to tell them?
Ow. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Everybody looks really confused. How do you know this information?
I'm special.
I'm sorry. Shit.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that.
We've
I'm
heard
afraid
some
that
rumors.
Yeah, how do you just know these things?
Any more than that.
Well, from the troll? No, from the orc that we saw yesterday, and the spindly one. We've had a sneaking suspicion that there's an underground business, and also like how
She's just the front
Yes.
for what they're trying to do.
just like how what's his name? Artie said. He said that the base of her house doesn't look real. So I assume since she's the ringleader, that's where they're putting their business out of. An underground business, most likely. Apologies, these are mostly speculations.
We do need to reserve.
Sound pretty definitive to me, but alright. So, step one of something? Actually going and trying to get her attention? Trying to gain some kind of audience? Are you gonna send a letter?
Oof, I didn't even think about that. Ah! Do we have messengers in this town? Are there messengers?
Yeah, I mean, there are a few messengers, but, they cost. They don't take their job lightly.
I think step one should be we go up and investigate around. Just act as
I know, but
tourists.
neither one of us can disguise ourselves. I don't think we should just be walking around as ourselves.
To be fair, that might work, but it might also lend credibility to you all being foreign investors or foreign trainers. That y'all, since y'all are different, pardon me saying so, that you would be more familiar with different tactics. Kind of use that to your advantage. I don't know.
Different tactics?
Yeah, I mean, if you look around, not too many people here really look like you. Not to put too fine a point on it, and I don't mean no disrespect by it.
He's just saying that since we're different, we'd have different tactics than what they're used to.
Ah, so we just say it.
That might actually garner some kind of credibility or some kind of interest. But then again, it might just make you look more suspicious.
That is true.
What is your all's intention?
Okay, let's
Okay.
see.
I have a couple things I need to do first. I need to get Michiko back.
Oh,
So I'm gonna do the... I have the pearl and I have the stuff. I have the stuff that I need. So I'm gonna spend the gold. I think it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 gold. I'm gonna get Michiko back. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll get her as a hawk again. Although I won't be able to use her. Because then those dudes will see her.
what else can she be?
She can be a lot of things, but I'm thinking if I get her as a hawk again, if we see those one dudes, we might be able to lure them into a trap. Because they'll see her and they'll
remember, yeah.
Yeah,
That
and they'll
could
remember.
work.
So if we need to lure them into a trap, then we can. So I'm gonna get Michiko as a hawk, like before. Do the ritual for the 10.
Pop, pop.
Okay? Okay, so plan step 1, I think we should go.
So maybe we send a message to her requesting an audience. Be like, we're trainers from the north looking to expand our business type deal. And we request an audience. Or we can come up as trainers, but we can also come up as like people that inspire new fashion trends.
That's true.
Because this could be like a new fashion trend, and she would want to be, in the new fashion trend.
Because it is currently like a fashion trend.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the sprite thingies, them staying on the shoulder without.
And Talel takes this moment, kind of pipes up as you guys are having this discussion, and says, I think it might be better if you portray yourselves as the trainers. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but you've both relatively renounced your ladyship. And that was a lot of pink in that store. I don't know what current standing that woman has with the lady, but perhaps you'd seem more credible showing up in your leathers.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But we could walk around town today in a dress, so we don't get noticed as much, and then just to do like a little scouting, like we're taking a lovely afternoon stroll.
True. Although if we are seen like that, I think we should start out in our leathers. Because I don't want to buy another
noticeable.
Dress. We can only wear the dress once because this is a fashionable town, so if we're seen wearing the same dress multiple times, this is coming from my lady days. Pulling from, can't wear the same outfit 2 days in a row.
Yikes.
So let's see. I think our best bet is just to go up there and try to get attention and start a buzz. And we can wait outside. So our purpose for coming here is to train sprites. We're starting a business here. We could say that, Raymond, we are positioned in your shop. We could say that... What?
Well, I mean, people already kind of know my establishment, and I don't know if being placed out of here. Maybe say you're looking for a location, or maybe you all are waiting for... Looks awkwardly over at the sprites, and then product to get here. Find the right place, do some scouting.
We could just say we're looking for a place to set up a business.
That's a good point.
Doesn't tie you down to a particular location, and that way y'all can use, my name. That way it seems like we're not affiliated. Or at least as long as people don't think we're affiliated. And perhaps you can call on me and say that, as long as Vin doesn't have any argument with it, but say that you all managed to help train me. If she comes by my shop, all of a sudden, she sees me and Vin.
Yeah, you could be like a customer we've already helped.
Yes, that's true. Right. Alright.
I mean, and Vin, arms folded. Like, I really don't like the idea of just sitting there out in the open. But I can understand your point. I still don't trust you.
Noted.
That's all right.
Well, fuck. So then, do we want to take? Are we going to be taking them with us while we go out there?
Yes. Well, not Raymond, since we're not supposed to be affiliated,
Yeah.
even though we've
No,
already...
I mean, are we taking Talil and Jin with us while we go walk around?
I think we'll have to. If we want to get the attention that we're seeking. Nora shudders a little bit, like getting attention. Trying to keep a low profile. We're gonna have to come up with names.
Not using our names.
Yes.
Should we just come up with any old name, or like maybe a good name, like a prominent name? Somebody?
I think any name. Like we're
Okay.
making a name for ourselves.
Okay. What's your name gonna be?
Let's see. I'll be called Stella. Did you like that name?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want it?
No, it's okay. I'll think of it. Hold on.
We're both
You're
named
gay.
Stella. That could be the last name if we want to still say we're related.
Yeah, we could. That would be good.
Okay, let's do that.
Our last name could be Ambers, and we could be Stella and,
Ambers?
yeah.
What about Ember?
I could be Danny.
Alright.
No, that's terrible.
Hi, I'm Bob.
I'm Danny.
Bob and
Um,
Danny.
Fucking no good name.
That's okay. I'm gonna make my first name Ember.
I could be
I'm gonna be Ember Moon.
Phelan,
That's my
Alora.
name.
Alora. I could be Alora.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't want to get smited.
Alora is Madison's go-to character name.
Panora? What?
You could.
I can be, I'll be Luna. I like that. Luna? No?
You can be Luna. It's okay.
No, I don't like it. Mystique? No.
What about Misty?
Didn't she just choose Ember Luna? Or no, Ember Moon.
I chose Ember Moon, so you're just like, I'm Luna Moon.
I'm a Luna Moon. Okay, I'll be,
Be Luna Moon.
Do you mean aluminium?
Oh no.
I mean, you don't have to be related.
No, I'm a Luna Moon.
Luna Moon.
I heard it, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
I can be, I'll be,
Why don't you just call yourself Moon Moon and get it over with?
Moo Moo.
Hey,
Moon Moon, come on Moon Moon.
Okay, what's your name?
Ember Moon.
I can be Amber Moon.
And
I'm
thus
terrible at
campaign two
coming up with
began.
names. This is horrid. No, I don't know.
It'd be like Ruby Moon.
Arwen. My name's Arwen.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's trademarked.
Arluz. That's okay. While you're thinking about
Okay,
names,
yeah, I'll think about it. Just
Okay.
continue.
So we have
What about Freya?
Freya. What's Freya?
I like that.
Okay.
Freya. What's her last name? Do we gonna have different names?
I mean, you can choose whatever name you want.
Freya Moon. Nah, I
Freya
hate it,
Moon.
but it's
Ember
fine.
Moon.
Okay, so you're what? What's your name?
Ember Moon.
Ember or Amber?
Ember.
Ember.
Like from a fire.
Ember and Freya.
Alright, now we need to remember this so we don't slip up.
What up, Nora?
Norimber.
Amber. Norimber.
Ember.
Norimber.
Norimber.
What up, yo?
Okay, so we have code names. We are looking for a location to set up our sprite training facility.
Yes.
How are we going to... Are we going to say that there are different levels of training, I suppose? Because I'm thinking about your mark.
I mean, this could be like a...
We could say it leaves a mark sometimes, or it used to. And we've refined it. So
because obviously people are probably not going to want marks on themselves.
Right.
Wouldn't be very fashionable.
No. Right. So that...
Which, to be fair, Talavin, like, it's... As big as it is on Talal's arm, that's not how big it is on your arm.
Okay. Where is it on my arm?
It's like on your wrist.
So it's like a
Like
little...
as long as his forearm is, like it's all across his forearm. But whenever he laid it against yours, that's the length it took. So it's actually very small.
You just wear a bracelet or something.
Yeah.
Bracers.
Yeah, my bracers probably cover it up then.
Yeah, they do.
Alright, so we just have a training. What else is there? We're looking to set up shop. We should probably look for a location in the upper district.
I mean, that's what we can...
We're searching up. That's what we're doing today. And we can try to spread the word. Nora shudders a little bit, just, ugh. Alright, I think we have a solid plan. What are we overlooking, though? Where we're from.
Oh, yeah.
We could say that we travel around.
Yeah, we could just say we don't really have a home.
That's right. We'll just say that we travel around and have found this to be...
And we could come up with a place that people haven't really heard of. Maryland. Okay, we could just say we're from Naveen.
Where's that?
The half under, half
Narfeen.
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 We could just say we're from there, the half up, half down, because we're kind of mixy.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
Half up, half down. That would explain also why we can be out in the middle of the day. Okay. New page. New plan.
Jin pipes up, actually. She's walked over and is currently rebraiding Spice's hair. You can see Spice is still looking a little bit uneasy. Jin speaks up and... not to put a damper on any of this, but what are we... Where's Spice's plan in all of this? We can't just leave her.
Well,
Continues braiding her hair, and Spice looks over and she's like, I want like to see if I can help too. If we can get back my parents, I'll be brave for that.
I don't know if it would be a good idea to show all of our sprites at the same time. Because then people would know if we don't convince people of what we are, it would be poor for them to know that we have 3 of you all with us.
But there would be 3 of us. Me, you, and
Zoom
would go up.
Oof, yeah, I guess. That's true.
That would make it more convincing if we all had one of you with us. Alright. If you feel like you can be brave. Alright. Kind of smiles a little bit. Like, alright. You can do it. You won't have to say anything. You just have to stay. Alright? Okay. So we have that.
Zoom pulls out his scarf and bundles it up, and he points like...
Oh my goodness!
Talal and Jin's like, I guess we'll be probably staying with you two if you're going to be the most talkative. Talal chimes in. He's like, yes. I guess we need to discern. Am I staying with you, Talavin? And Jen would stay with you, Nora?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yikes. All
All
right.
right.
Well,
Okay.
we might as well get started.
Just so that
Might as well
we're
get started.
clear on our points. If I guess what are some of our cues? Well, are there different things that you can say or ask of us? You haven't really given any keywords or anything, any training words.
Right.
And for all, unless she understands the language, which I don't know if she does. It might be nice to have that kind of Sylvan-based language. That way we can understand instantaneously, as should whoever may be with her.
Not to demean this anymore, but when we trained my family, we trained war animals. We would give them specific commands, or we would do certain things and they would know, so like, I don't know what kind of commands. I don't know. We could,
Okay. Looking at it
from like a standpoint of like, what would we as trainers need them to do for us? Jen has her call lightning. I don't know if we can use that or
if you look at it, Lenara, she's wanting to be
fashionable.
like a fashionable, a socialite. So they're looking for cutesy tricks. Unfortunately, they're looking for, can you throw something in the air and have them catch it and bring it back to you?
Yikes.
Like, I know as demeaning as this is, it's like fetch. Like, that's the things that
I
they're
understand
looking
what fetch is.
That is so terrible. Oh
But
my
this is-
god.
If they are willing to wear sprites as jewelry, they're not looking at them as equals. They're looking at them as
Things.
things or pets. And that's what people do. At least I hope in medieval times. I think that people played fetch with their dogs. I think. Have dogs always played fetch? I don't know. Okay, so for cues,
Fetch.
we could just say, yeah, either that or catch or.
Retrieve. It
Mhm.
doesn't sound like fetch.
So looking for the Sylvan words. Okay, so cues we have. I'm gonna say catch.
Another issue with that, like, I don't know. With Talal, you can't fly. So, like, retrieving, I need something that's specific for me and him to do.
Do you have a pipe?
A pipe?
He has his.
You want me to smoke?
Yeah, I do.
Do I look like Jacob to you? Don't say yes. Oh.
Or you could
A pipe.
something on fire.
I don't have anything that lights on fire.
We have the Molotovs.
Oh my god, we do! We have Molotovs.
Put some color in there, make it like a firework, although it would probably explode everyone. It would be awful. Alright.
That could be a thing. We could say that we use them in battle. He lights my Molotovs for me because I don't have firepower.
We could say, okay, so, sprites. Oh, wait. Okay, we're doing cues. Sprites. Only loyal. When bonded, I suppose. Or attuned. You have to attune to your sprite.
Yeah. Once they're fully trained, then we can offer them to be attuned to other people.
Yes.
What if they want to
Kind of
sample
like
merchandise, though?
We can put them in a. Well, potentially, if we have to explain some of our. Or no, we don't have to explain it because it's a trade secret. And we could say they can do so many other things and that businesses or
I mean, we could
kingdoms.
definitely say that there are certain things that certain sprites can do, and there's certain things, and we attuned to them specific to their abilities.
Yeah, and that we've had orders from certain kingdoms to have like them as spies or like
Protection wards.
Protection.
I mean,
Yes,
they're
it
good at
doesn't.
protection.
Depending on their arcane abilities.
I mean, Talel makes potions. I mean, he's kind of a genius. And we could say that we use him.
I acknowledge that statement, thank you.
Hey, gotta give out the compliments between all this trash talk.
Whew.
It's making my spine crawl. I mean, we could definitely use that to our ability. We could say that we find them, train them, and then learn from them. Well, I guess we don't want to do that. I don't want to say we learn from them. But, I mean, we could say that we force them to do stuff for us. Make potions.
Yes. But not everyone has that ability.
No, but like I said, each sprite's unique. Like, we could say that Jin protects you in battle with her lightning.
Oh, so we have to spend time with the sprites in order to figure out their personal abilities.
Yes, so that we can...
Okay. Need time to deduce abilities.
And how we can use that to our advantage.
And then we can properly market them. Ugh. I'm so sorry.
Jin pipes up. She's like, I actually happen to know a few more fun spells today. Perhaps that if you had some kind of keyword like spark in our language, perhaps I could dazzle them with something, showing that those, even with arcane abilities, are able to be under control. Until Elle leans over, is like, I know that was very hard for you. She's like, yes, it was. She's like, I don't like it.
Okay, yes. I do have a question. So, Raymond, from what you've seen, do the citizens who are using sprites as accessories, do they speak to them?
Doesn't seem like it. Either they don't understand the language, or they're not really acknowledging the current circumstances.
Alright, so it would
be one of many different things, but
Alright.
I mean, we can definitely use your Sylvan. I mean, to our advantage, we know their language. I don't know about... Because I can't speak it or understand it.
As long as they get the pronunciation right, I've taught a couple of people how to fake some of their various trickeries. And a little bit ashamed to say it, but, someone tries to do card tricks and they need to know a few arcane words. Make it seem a little bit more believable. As long as you get the pronunciation right, it should be okay.
Right, yeah. So as long as we get a base. So we have Catch and Spark.
Did you write that in... Oh, for
No, I don't. Oh, thank you. I'll just. What other things? So, and then it's specific to the abilities. Could have Spark, Catch. Were you going to get a pipe?
I suppose I can go buy a pipe
or I can
and fill my lungs with foul air.
I can druidcraft one for you real quick.
Okay.
Or I don't know how long that would take. Just a simple, pipe. How long would that take? DM.
Since it's technically an action, it'd probably take 20 minutes to form the wood and have it turn and look decent enough.
As we're talking, I'm going to be doing that.
Okay.
And Talal winces, but he's like, you could also have some other different kind of trick, like braid or run. I mean, if this is about fashion, I haven't worn necklaces, but I know they're difficult to attach, sometimes from behind. If you don't have a lady in waiting.
Do have a necklace.
Perhaps. So, clasp could be one word.
Right.
And, run, so it could be for some kind of presentation where you hold your arm out and I'll run across. Simple enough. And braid for your hair. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but you could make the excuse that I'm still learning.
So, do we say that that you all are our main sprites, and that we have trained others, or that we have others? I guess we could say.
I mean, we could definitely. I don't think we should insinuate that we have more.
Right.
Because I don't need them ransacking where I live. So I think we should definitely just be like, we've trained others for other people. And then we can give Raymond as a reference, as somebody in town. But try not to name any.
You might want to make up some other names, too, just in case.
I was trying to avoid.
Well, we could say we're just getting started, which is why we've come to the big city.
If you only have one name and say that that's the only success that you've had, even if they're fake, it might be nice to have a couple of other names. They don't have to be real people. You know, you can make up something absurd like Edwina.
Alright.
Doesn't have to be anything spectacular, but, I mean, speaking from personal experience, anybody who comes in saying that they're scribes or can make arcane scrolls trying to sell me on something, I ask who else they might have worked for and try and get a few good names that I'm able to try and communicate with them. Try and get some kind of credibility.
Right, but
This lends credit to you all being nomadic. And as for your group, perhaps you say that you're trying to get the shipment to go somewhere and you've been scouting locations. So that way they know that you have others.
right, but we have a base somewhere else.
I mean, we could say that we have a base in our hometown, but that we're expanding.
In our
Do we know-
hometown of Narfine.
Larfine.
Yes.
Do we know anybody in Larfine? I don't know anybody in Larfine. Canine like. Do I know anybody in Narfine, Madison?
You would not know anybody in Narfine. You know of Narfine, and you know that, well, they've had some interesting political situations recently, but you haven't been able to catch up on any of the recent socialite, diplomatic, political things ever since you've been on the road.
We could just say that we just deal with the training.
Yeah, we
That
could
we
say
have
that we
someone-
work for somebody else.
Yeah, someone who
just
is in the town of Narfine.
Yeah.
They're the ones who deal with the distribution of the sprites.
But we gotta come up with a name.
For our other person,
Yeah.
Taliban. I mean, that's fine. We could
What
just
were
make
my
up a
parents'
name and say that they deal with most of the correspondence, and they had to
You
go
can use my
pair-
brother's name.
Well, that might. That's okay. Let's just make up a
You
name.
have a brother?
What?
You have a brother?
Yeah, he's dead.
Make a deception check.
Oh,
I mean, technically he is dead. I didn't say how many brothers I had. One of them is dead. That's a natural 20.
You're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences.
Onward. We need a name. Anybody know anybody super famous in Narfine? Not famous in Narfine?
I think it's better if we don't really pick somebody that's famous.
Well, I said not
Might
famous.
be easier to get them a message.
How about
Not
Marcy?
famous. Marcy.
Marcy.
Fiend.
Okay.
Marcy Fiend.
Fein.
Sure.
Marcy Fiend is the other distributor. And she currently has our other
Products.
And we'll send them as soon as we give word. And you and I can be linked while we are talking to these people. So that way if we have to make up anything or one of us
you can
forgets
just
something.
be like, or I can be like, oh my god, yes. Okay. I think we. About what time of day is it now that we've been sitting in our room chatting?
You all have been having a very long discussion about all of these things, contributing, discussing back and forth. By the time you all got up, probably around 8, like 7:30 to 8 or so, it's probably pushing 10:30.
Okay.
I definitely think we should start meandering the streets.
Yes.
Maybe we can go down, have breakfast. Or maybe we should try to go have breakfast in the upper ring. Start our
That's a good.
show.
All right.
This is going to be the most awful day of my life.
All right.
Parading around like a bunch of damn.
My lady. How long does it take us to train a sprite? 2 weeks? A
I
week?
mean, I think if we're gonna be here for a month and a half for this whatever celebration that's going to happen, I mean, we need to make it at least a month.
All right.
We need a month
Okay.
to condition and train.
A month for one.
I mean, well, if we can work on several at a time, it would take. So I guess we could say, if we're only training one sprite, it would take 2-3 weeks. But then if we have multiple at a time, it could take upward of a month. Because we want to give ourselves plenty of time. Because we also don't want, if given the opportunity, these sprites are probably not being treated very well. If we give them an opportunity to where the person that they or bought for, this is so disgusting. I hate this whole thing. If they try to go out,
I see you guys flinching this entire time.
I'm just like, oh god, if they try to go out before this celebration without their sprite on a chain, they could run away. And then the gig would be up. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, because if we do the discrepancy that if we could have them do multiple sessions, I suppose. Or just
What do you mean?
Or just one. No, we could just have
I mean, we could say that it takes. I mean, we could do maybe. It takes a set amount of sessions, but you can only do so many sessions a week, and that's why it takes so long.
Mm-hmm. That way we can have time for them to get the word out if they can.
Yeah. So we could say that it takes,
Yes.
1, 2,
Well, hang on. So
I mean, we could say 10 sessions. That would be
that's
2 a week.
That's too many.
I know, but we gotta make this last.
Mm-hmm. But we may have a ton of sprites. I feel like this is going to really.
And that's why,
Catch on.
10, a month and a half.
And if people, Raymond, for this spring food festival, is there a large outdoor party that everyone attends? Some kind of outdoor festival that is something that everyone goes to?
Usually, yeah. The upper ring usually has some kind of huge shindig where, there are all sorts of various games and festivals, and they've got all sorts of competitions. And then they're for the lower district, they also have competitions, but they're a little less civilized. It's more like how many tears can you keep off of your gown or your dress or your shirt as you're tossed about.
All right. We could say that we, as a special bonus, we could be teaching the sprites a particular dance that they can do at the festival. So that way people can, instead of they themselves participating in these festivities, they can have their sprite do something for them. Something that is everyone's going to be doing.
Okay. I mean, my only reserve is if one of these people if their sprite gets away before we can get all of them out, and they spread the word that we're hoaxes.
So, the discrepancy is that if they release their sprite before we're done training them, and they run away, then it's not our fault. Okay.
We could have them sign something.
All
like
right.
a waiver. We have to come up with a waiver.
Oof, and...
Oh, God.
And... prices.
I know. We do it for free. Okay, but I am not making money off of the slavery of sprites.
The freedom of sprites. We're extorting these people who would buy
We're also
someone.
extorting sprites.
We're not actually training them.
Okay, fine.
Alright.
Talel, Jin, Vin, Spice, how much should we extort these people for?
Jin pipes up first. She's like, everything they've got. And Talel takes this. No, we can't. We can't do that.
Well, we can, but
I'd say it depends on how unruly the particular temperament of the sprite would be. I mean, if you're meeting particular resistance, then it's obviously going to take you longer in order to train them, correct? Which, obviously, if you go by per sprite per day of training, a full day of training, I mean, it could be between 50 to 500 gold.
Alright.
I mean, we don't necessarily trade in gold, but from what I understand about this currency system...
I mean, Raymond, how much did you say?
I managed to talk them down and say, I believe 5,000 gold pieces was what I ended up paying for Vin, but I had managed to talk them down saying that he was a little bit unruly. And Vin's like, I'd do it again too. And I know you would.
So they were asking 5,000 gold.
If I remember correctly, that's right.
I mean, if they're spending 5,000 gold on an adornment, imagine what they would pay.
No. Actually enjoying the extortment. We could start...
I am going to enjoy extorting the shit out of these people.
We could just give them a starting price, and then judge from there.
I mean, we could say it's a minimum of $100 a session. 100 gold. I'm sorry, dollars. It's 100 gold a session. And then depending on the sprite's attitude, it can be upward of that. Because, I mean, these people, if it's not expensive enough, they're going to think we're hoaxes as well.
That's true. Although we're just getting started, but they won't know anything since it's a invented business.
Yeah. Should we go with more? No, $100. 100 gold a day is...
For what?
Intelligence check. Would that sound like good to rich people? I don't know. I don't know rich people.
Based on your background, you would know. Sure, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
I'm going to help her.
Can I do it with advantage then, if she helps me? Who's
But as both of you all are contemplating, because you're both from kind of well-to-do families.
Oh, 21.
15.
Nora knows a little bit more about the direct trade. You are used to dealing with animals, and so having a sentient creature and being able to train a sentient creature is different. You know that your prices were technically higher, but you had a very specific purpose, and these also were very large beasts. They were animals that often had very difficult temperaments, and so you know that you charged more. But Nora, as you think about it, you kind of weigh in a few other factors, and you think but between 100 and 150 gold would probably be a good starting price, and possibly throw in the contingency of if you train more, perhaps you can offer a discount.
Yes.
Multiple. Okay.
Yes.
So a base of 100 gold a day, and it could be upward of that depending on
Mm-hmm.
behavior, temperament.
Yeah, if one cost 100, if you did 3, perhaps it only costs 250.
175. We get 25 gold off each sprite.
Mm.
And then that 175 for 2. 250 for 3. And then we could almost do, if you have 4, 1 for free.
All right.
1 for 100, 2 for 250, 3 for 375, 4. No, I was
Well,
definitely
4
adding.
total. So 4 would be.
Hold on,
wait.
that was way wrong.
100.
1 for 100.
Oh, that's
2 for
175.
175. Yeah. And then 3 for 250.
And
then 4 for
300.
300. Yeah, 300. Because then you'd be getting 1 for free.
Yes. All right.
But that price can increase due to behavior.
Mm-hmm. Because we have to have a convincing business model.
Yeah.
If someone asks. Okay.
I feel like flyers is maybe too much.
For now,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
Prestidigitation of flyer. What's the business name? I guess we could just be called Sprite Trainers.
Maybe we should have a name. Maybe
The 3
Flying
Sprite-
Fashion.
Flying Fashion.
Hey, I got good at this.
Nice.
That's terrible, but okay.
Even Jen gives a small nod. She's like, actually, I don't half mind the sound of that. Although I would prefer it actually mean the fashion that we are wearing as we're flying, but you know, that's... we can worry about that later.
We'll work on
Let's see. So DM question. Whenever we give them like the cues, like we have catch, spark, braid, clasp, and run, and then we can say that there are others. Do I actually have to say the Sylvan word for it, or can I just like be like I say this in Sylvan?
You can just say, I say this.
Okay,
Do you want to teach me a couple words in Sylvan?
Hey, I'm gonna teach you these particular ones. I could be the main trainer.
I mean, we could all just have different kinds of training.
Right.
I mean, like maybe.
Oh, and then light.
Oh yeah, I had written down
Oh wait.
spark, run, braid, light, clasp,
Oh, wait. I spelled light wrong.
and you have catch.
Yeah, I
the
think you
most
did
demeaning
that.
thing ever.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. So I teach her these words in Sylvan. I teach her these words. So what do you?
Make an intelligence check, Talvin.
Tell.
You want to give me guidance?
I think this is if you remember.
17? Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
It takes you a few times, and you have Talal and Jin and Vin and Spice all helping guide your pronunciation as well as your cousin. But it takes you about half an hour to really drill these and know the difference in the pronunciation.
So for one of them, it is clasp, So I have my holy symbol, but that's just on like a leather strip. But I have my family crest on my necklace that has a clasp on it. Should we at least practice to make sure you can actually clasp it? If they ask me to do it?
Yeah, sure. Just be like, hey, can you?
Do you want to try?
Sure, I can, but all right.
I just want to make sure, so maybe, I don't know, it's been on my neck for a long time.
Oh, give the command.
Thank you. I'm just...
Is that making you practice?
No, I don't want to.
If you you can see, like, as he steps onto your hand, he folds his arms as you raise your hand up. He's like, "You're going to have to get over this particular aversion. You're not really selling it. I mean, I'm a terrible liar, but you're being worse than I am."
Just know it's not personal.
Okay. And I will...
If you did all of this without actually consulting us, I might actually take some slight umbrage at the entire situation, but if this could actually lead to some kind of positive outcome, so be it.
Okay. Okay, and then I'll just because they're making...
It's like, you should say run, as you
Okay, I was gonna say, as I put them on my shoulder, I say clasp, or unclasp. Can you teach me unclasp too? Clasp and unclasp? I guess because those would kind of have to go together, so... unclasp as well, I'll put that down here. And I'll say unclasp in Sylvan as I put him on my shoulder. In like a very stern tone that makes my skin crawl, but I say it with a straight face.
He's very careful, but he kind of, using your holy the leather of your holy symbol line, he kind of uses that as a guide as he shimmies right behind your neck and manages to unclasp. He manages to hang on to both edges. You kind of hear oof. So he's kind of thrown forward. The entire it's not heavy, but compared to his overall body weight, it's significant.
And then almost sarcastically, I'm going to say clasp in Sylvan now.
You hear a little tug, you feel it reclasp.
Okay.
Did you fix my spelling?
Yes.
I misspelled a word and she's like, I'm gonna fix it.
I was like, that's not how you spell.
Don't say which word because it's embarrassing.
I won't.
It's a simple word. Okay. Alright, so, I guess, are we ready to...
I have everything written down that I should have written down.
I think so.
Okay.
Zoom kind of looks slightly worried for a moment. And then he looks over, and as he points to one of the words and then kind of makes a sign, he actually goes over and sits, like, down at eye level with Spice. And kind of, he doesn't understand any of the words, so it's... He's trying to make different signs and symbols. As you all talk about what signs and stuff, he's kind of making up signs as he goes.
Coming with his own language.
Oh.
Well, we couldn't.
It takes her a minute, but she catches on, and...
Well, if they need help, I'll link with him to help translate.
As he feels the link, you hear him like, no, if this is going to be convincing, they can't know about this link. They can't know about this. I have to be able to tell her what to do.
I'm just saying for now. Because I'll be linked with Nora later. But if you want help creating this language, I can help. But if not...
I mean, in a way, hand symbols, it might be helpful if we could market that as well.
Maybe later.
Fair enough.
I think we have enough for now. I think this is more than enough.
It feels like a complete... Okay. Let's see, sprites, only loyal. Okay, are we ready to try it out, I suppose?
I guess. Do we all feel ready?
I feel ready.
As ready as we'll ever be. Vin and Raymond both take that moment. Vin actually flies and rests himself on Raymond's shoulder. It's like, well, I guess we'll be seeing y'all, or are we going with you?
It may be more convincing if you go back.
Yeah.
In case someone does go to check out. And then you have the story straight?
Right. Complete story. From Narveen, trainers, somebody named Marcy, who's your primary point of contact. Y'all are here trying to get another location, as it's been a lucrative business up north.
All right.
Right.
Fucking A. Let's go.
Ooh, this is kind of exciting. That was Mackenzie, sorry.
With that, you all, what are you bringing with you?
Everything.
Yeah.
You are in the city.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean like weapons.
You are in the city.
As trainers, why do we need weapons?
I mean, we're
Okay, I'm gonna take my lightning dagger and I'm going to stick it. I'm gonna do, I don't know, hide it and just put it like on my leg or something. So that way I can easily access it, even though I am wearing armor.
So I'm wearing armor, so I'll have my bracers on. I'll have my chain necklace with my crystal dagger on it.
Have to leave all
I'll have my whip attached at my hip. And I guess should I bring one of my swords? Are you gonna bring your sword?
I'm bringing the lightning dagger.
I know, but I don't have a well, I have one lightning dagger.
You should bring that. Just in case. And try to hide it.
I don't really have very good hiding places.
You?
I mean, should I just...
Sorry.
Okay, so I have...
It's okay. Just find a place to hide it. I'm sticking mine by my leg, so that way I can just like reach down and grab it real quick.
I'll stick it in my boot. Because my boots are knee high, so I'll stick it down in my boot. So I'll bring my lightning dagger. I'll bring my whips on my side. I'll have my necklace on. Oh man, that is not... And I will have my bag of holding, which has my javelin in it, and also my longsword. Would my longsword fit in there?
Yeah. Shoot, like a Mary Poppins bag.
Okay. Can I fit my scimitars in there?
Yeah. Shoot. Yep, you can fit.
You want to put your longsword in here?
Kinda.
Okay.
Just don't let me forget it later.
Okay. I won't.
Zoom has his bow and arrow.
Don't you think it'd be convincing if he had it on him, though? Like, I mean, or should he not? Should we not be
Well-
weaponized at all?
Since we're in a city.
Okay, fine. Here you go.
Zoop. Accidentally
always
drop
think it
spice
looks-
in. No!
There's
That'll be awful. Okay, the spice. You get
Don't worry, I got you.
there's no air in there.
Yeah.
They would suffocate within like a couple of minutes. Her constitution's probably not
Yeah, she's a big
super high.
She doesn't have a very high constitution.
Yeah, like, because it's
Alright.
the minutes is your modifier, how many minutes you can hold your breath. So, like, mine's 3.
Minimum of 1 minute.
one minute. You have 1 minute to be able to. No.
So, just so that I know, did
don't
we
know how to
provide
spell
this?
business.
Did we provide Artie, or not Artie, Vin for Raymond, or did Raymond already have Vin?
No, he already had Vin. He bought Vin.
No, I know,
From
but
the
like
people.
for our story, did we give Vin to Raymond trained, or did Raymond come to us
Raymond came
already
to
having
us already having.
Vin? Okay.
Well, because they sold him Vin, so they would know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. And it is the.
Maybe we could, I mean, in a way, we could almost say that we went into his store with our sprites already on, like, and that's how, and then he asked us to help him train Vin.
Yes. Hang on.
But we've only been in the city for a day. And if we
I
tell
don't
these
think
people,
they'd necessarily know that.
I mean, as long as other people don't know, that's fine, but
We are in the somewhat lower district. I don't know if anybody necessarily would raise a fuss, and it could be that you all claim you came in disguise, so that, soft opening and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Raymond, I have a question for you. It's not related to what we've been talking about. Why is your store called Sweata and Thorns?
Oh, they're the people who helped train me. It was their shop before.
Oh, I see. Did they retire?
Yeah. Ended up retiring. I think they actually ended up heading east, if I remember correctly. They said they were gonna go and get some extra know-how. That they came across some interesting stuff, and we're gonna go check it out, and wanted me to hold down the fort. And that's been a while ago, but I get letters from them from time to time.
I see. Insight check!
Go ahead.
Where's insight? Insight. So 16.
16. Yeah, you believe him. He's being honest. You don't sense any deception.
Okay. Just thought it was...
In our nerdy country bumpkin.
Just thought it was interesting. So, hang on. She said they went east.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then, to the upper district.
For breakfast.
Or lunch now, probably.
Yeah, probably lunch.
Here's your pipe. Oh, can I say that I drew crafted some leaves for her to convincingly smoke?
Sure. What leaves do you craft?
Nothing that's gonna make me crate high. Mint.
Mint.
Make an intelligence check.
You can't smoke mint! I make her weed.
Ah!
Intelligence? 16.
Get the munchies.
16.
16. You think of some different things that wouldn't be terrible to inhale. Just
Is that gonna be appropriate, though?
It's just to show. And it could be we're trying to market to men as well.
Okay.
Alright. Okay.
The baby's name should smoke the fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Put it in your mouth.
put Talel on. Anyway, it's fine. So Jin's with me?
And Talil's with me.
Alright.
And Spice, between the folds of the scarf, stays pretty close to Zoom, although looking very, very timid at the moment.
I mean, we're gonna have to come up with something for that.
For what?
I mean, we could say that. I mean, if somebody asks why she looks scared, I mean, we could just be like, she's attached to them.
She's new.
All right, that's fine.
Recently trained. It's one of her first times out.
Okay.
So she is so young.
Okay.
Alright. To the upper district!